Isabella ate a tasty cookie. But this cookie was special. It was magic. The cookie then began its digest quest. The cookie was put into her mouth and almost got chomped up by giant white teeth, but he got away. The cookie was then swept into a river of spit called saliva. The saliva came from important organs called salivary glands. The saliva started to turn the cookie into mush with the help of a special chemical called amylase. Isabella then swallowed the cookie. It traveled down the back of her mouth until it reached a little space called the pharynx. The cookie landed on a flap of skin called the epiglottis. The epiglottis helps food not get stuck into Bella's windpipe. As Bella swallowed, a pink slimy chandelier-looking ball moved up to close off her nasal passage. This also helped to protect food from going in her nose. After the cookie landed on the epiglottis, it fell down a long, dark hole called the esophagus. The esophagus helps Bella push down the food into her stomach. Once the now mushy cookie reached the end of the tube, it reached the pink door that continuously opens and closes to let food into the stomach. The cookie plopped out of the esophagus into a big J-shaped room called the stomach. The stomach is under the esophagus. The cookie fell down into a pool of green acid. The green acid started to break down the cookie into more of a liquid. This helped the stomach absorb some protein that was in the cookie. The acid in the stomach melted the cookie down into a slimy liquid called chyme. Chyme is the food that has been melted by the stomach. Once the cookie had been melted down, another pink door called the pyloric sphincter opened and moved the cookie into a maze of pink tunnels called the small intestine. The small intestine needed a little bit more help digesting the cookie, so its friend the pancreas came to help. The pancreas sits right behind the stomach and has a special tube connecting it to the small intestine. The pancreas makes a special chemical called enzymes to help break down food. As the cookie made its way through the small intestine, it was hit with a giant wave of greenish-yellow liquid called bile. The bile was made from the liver and stored in a small pouch called the gallbladder. The bile helped melt the butter that was in the cookie. All of these digestive juices are controlled by a small hole named the hepatopancreatic sphincter. The cookie then traveled through another pink door called the ileocecal valve into the large intestine. The large intestine sucked up all the water that was left in the cookie. The cookie was reaching the end of its journey after traveling for almost 8 hours. Most of the cookie had been absorbed by Bella, but the rest had been collected in the large intestine. After a long day, Bella had to use the restroom. The rest of the cookie that Bella couldn't digest was put into the toilet where it was finally free. The end. Did you like that story?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.